One of the things for the last 2 or 3 years, we were very interested in becoming a certified pre-owned. We're in the Dallas-Fort Worth market, and one of the most sought-after words that you can purchase when you're buying Google keywords or AdWords is certified pre-owned or CPO. We really wanted to have that to use in our marketing, our advertising, and also just to set ourselves apart, as that slide shows right there. We have a very competitive market in Dallas-Fort Worth, and when we're trying to get a customer that we want to buy and they're shopping us against Drive Time or Tricolor or CarMax, we really wanted to have something that we could feather that we could put in our cap and really drive home to the customer that, are they offering you a certified pre-owned vehicle? And the answer is no, because they don't have CPO programs. So we really felt like that was important for us.
Yeah, these are all yours.
Okay, great.
They don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you.
Okay. So as far as the web presence, we spend a significant amount of money a month in Google AdWords and Bing. We spend about $60,000 a month buying those phrases and AdWords. When we started, once we became an NIADA pre-owned certified dealer, then we had the right to actually start buying those words. Up to that point, you could buy them, but you might run into a compliance issue there. So once we had the program in place, we started buying those. We saw about a 20% increase in the hits that we got, and we measure our leads through what's called GCLIDs, Google Click ID numbers. And so we know when we buy the phrase or the word, when that lead comes in, we know which one of them they bought. And we saw a significant increase in our leads. Our leads went from about $1,600 a month up to close to $2,000 a month, which is roughly a 20% increase.
And the quality of the customer.
Correct. The people that clicked on the certified pre-owned Google ad or Bing ad, we use a scoring system called AutoZoom. Some of you may or may not be familiar with it, but you take and you put the customer's information in there, and it gives them a risk number on the front, a stability score. And the average stability score of the customers who bought or clicked on the certified pre-owned was like a 424. And then that's not a credit score, that's a stability score. Whereas our average customer only scores like a 343. So it wasn't quite 100 points, but it was a pretty significantly more qualified person, because more qualified people actually know that a certified pre-owned car is a better choice. Al, I think you can get down to like a 175, 600, yeah. And we don't see very many 600s. I don't know that
It's a unique scoring. Okay, that was built off their portfolio, so they probably never hit a 600.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with what is the credit score, what is the job time, what is the income level, the things that are important to buy here, pay here operators. Yeah, so
just the increase. That's they're more likely to pay.
And can you go back to setting more appointments? It really is easier to get. We changed our BDC script when the customers call in. One of the first two things that we actually talk about in our jargon with them, we always ask, are you familiar with MCMC? And it doesn't matter whether they say yes or they say no. We're going to repeat the next phrase. If you say yes, then we're going to say, great, then you know that MCMC is the only NIADA pre-owned certified dealership in North Texas. I know that is going to change, but at the moment we are, so I can say that.
Yeah.
And then the second thing we always say is, we've been here for 50 years. We offer, a free warranty with all of our vehicles, but you do have the option with us to get a certified pre-owned vehicle. And that does help set more appointments. And we've already touched on the higher quality customers.
Okay, there's a web page for all the marketing materials you could ever want. Some are, they're all great quality. Al will tell you, his team will tell you. They were built for the franchise auto dealer. They're anything you want. Mark, you guys have some flag poles and flag banners and things like that.
So we use the little flags that hang off the cars on the lot. We use those. We use a little drop-down placard that attaches to the rearview mirror, and we have a lot of like the posters and the stand-up things. We have a lot of those inside all of our dealerships, and each salesman has a shrunken down version of that NIADA pre-owned certified on their desk, so that when the customers sit down, one of the first things, we don't just show cars. The customers come in first, and we sit down with the customer and do what we call a why-buy book. But one of the things that we talk to them about right then and there is about our being NIADA pre-owned certified. And these are the customer benefits we explain to them. If you choose a certified pre-owned vehicle today, then these are the items that, it's been through 125-point inspection. It's going to double the warranty. You get a warranty with every car you buy from us, but if you choose one of our pre-owned certifieds, it doubles the warranty term at no additional cost. We obviously explain the standards of the why the car has met the CPO program, which insinuates that it is a better vehicle than the other vehicles that we might have. And it does have to have a clean vehicle history report. So we go ahead and pull any vehicle the customer's interested in. We pull that vehicle history report on the spot and let them look at that.
And you have a sticker on your cars too, so that you do differentiate it because it is.
Yeah, we do. We have a nice corner cowl that sits on every car that is an NIADA pre-owned certified car has a corner cowl. And so from a sales perspective, when the salesmen are walking the inventory with customers, there's no question as to which car is certified, which car is not certified.
You went too far ahead of us, Bill. There you go.
Okay. So in our program, and full disclosure, this is something that we do with Rob, but I'm not going to tell you that you can't. You can. There's other.
The NIADA is different. They have. These are what we're putting in with the dealers to test marketing the program. There are other what do you call them? Guidelines. Thank you very much.
There's other guidelines. You can have a car that's older than 5 models. You can have a car that I believe can have up to 150,000 miles on it. So there's flexibility in this program. This just happens to be the program that we chose to implement. We said, okay, every car we have in our lot that's 5 years old. So right now, every car that's a 2014 or newer that has below 80,000 miles that has met and went through our recon. And by the way, I mean, we make sure everything is all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. We don't want to come back later and have any kind of a lawsuit or any problems with that. And it cannot have an accident report on auto check. So we've got cars that I'll buy occasionally that are 30,000 mile cars, but they have a minor accident report, and we won't call those cars CPO cars.
Even a cosmetic damage, or does that be something serious?
If on the auto check report it shows that it was involved in an accident, then in our program, again, this is not, NIADA has other guidelines you can use and still be a CPO dealer. My personal opinion is, I've got to be able to sell that product, and if I had a 10-year-old car with 125,000 miles that had 2 accident reports, I don't think the credibility is there for me to tell, oh, well, this is a certified pre-owned car. To me, I have a hard time with that, and we don't want to do that. Because what we've done is we've used this program to help increase our down payments. And we have about 70% of our inventory is a CPO car. But we don't sell 70% of our sales are CPO cars because we require more money down on our certified pre-owned cars than we do our non-certified pre-owned cars. Now, I would tell you, all of our cars are really nice. I mean, they're nice cars. That's correct. And so we tell them that very early in the process. We have 2 types of vehicles. We have certified pre-owned vehicles, And the advantages of that is that you're going to get a longer warranty, and you're going to be, if you choose, you're going to be able to buy a service contract that's twice the amount of time, twice the amount of miles for the same money, because of how confident we are in the certified pre-owned vehicle. We do. Yes, we do. It's $149. So
in the down payment.
in the down payment, not on the selling price. Yeah. For only $149 more, you can pick any of our certified pre-owned cars. If you choose not to pick a certified pre-owned vehicle, our standard warranty is 6 months, 6,000 miles. It's a powertrain plus warranty. It covers the air conditioner. Yeah, it's internal, reinsured. But if you get a CPO program, then that warranty extends out to 12 months, 12,000 miles. And the service contract that you're eligible for to purchase goes from a 2-year, 24,000-mile service contract to a 4-year, 50,000-mile at the same price. So, there is no cost to certify. You're not going to do anything different in your make-ready process. You can't just pay money to say it's certified. It has to actually, meet the criteria of the program.
Yeah, and you asked how many of their cars, a lot of theirs qualify. Easy way, about 25% to 30%. And Mark and I were talking about this before we came in here. That seems to be even maybe a better number to certify because it draws more people in, and you have really, it's more exclusive. It's a better benefit. Right. The warranty itself, okay, is $40. We reinsure all of it, okay? I don't know if you're in reinsurance or not, but the warranty itself is $40 and 2%, okay? That's the cost. And then the service contract, the admin on it is $135. And those are the costs, because since you're reinsuring it, you're getting the rest of it into your reinsurance company. So those are your hard costs. And then there's costs with the marketing materials, but you choose what you're going to buy as far as the marketing materials.
So the reason that I chose 149 as the number of this is how much more it costs is because it's $40 for the program, and I pay our salespeople an extra $10 a car if it's an NIADA certified car. So the way I looked at it is I want to raise my down payments $100. So to net $100 or $99 and increase down payment, then I need to get $149. So it takes care of that, and it takes care of the commission I pay my salesperson. So on our down payment, since we started this program, we started it in October of 2018. So we're now into month 9, and our down payments have increased on an average about $130 per deal. Gosh, I'm embarrassed to tell you that. About $860. But we had actually fallen down below $750, and so we've kind of bumped it back up, and I really attribute a lot of that to this program. The way I look at it is if I get the extra $149 from the customer up front, it really didn't cost me anything to do the program. I know it cuts into your margins a little bit, but it's so minor when you factor in all the interest and everything that you collect. Yes, sir?
Hey, just quickly, you said 40 plus 2%. 2%
Of the reserve.
Going to the quicker inventory turn, I think you will find that when you put the lower priced vehicles out there that are certified cars, I mean, we cannot keep those cars. When I say lower priced, cars that are priced below $14,000, I can't buy enough of them. I mean, you can't keep them on the lot. They just sell immediately. Yes, sir. Overall, I have about 485 cars right now. I'm down a little bit. Usually after tax season, if there is such a word anymore, we kind of let our inventory drop down and try to sell through some of our inventory that's getting aged. And the only thing that's aging out on me right now is the stuff that's not pre-owned certified. Yeah. We're getting 20% more lead application volume. Yeah. So our sales, We can only afford to sell so many cars, so we're going to sell between 250 and 275 cars a month. Just because I'm getting more leads doesn't mean I'm going to sell more cars, but hopefully what that translates to is the cars that I do sell, I'm getting I'm getting a bigger pool of customers to be able to choose from. So hopefully I'm getting a better portfolio on the
Those
books.
credit scores are I call them credit scores. Those auto zoom scores are creeping up. You know, Don Wimbish uses auto zoom also. They're creeping up, which should mean the portfolio over time is going to earn out better. Again, yeah, and Don's like he is. They sell 275, 250, whatever it is. Every month they sell the same number. So you get to choose from 2,000 instead of choosing from 1,500.
And down at the bottom there, the less warranty claims. If you're selling a newer model car with low miles and you've done the good recon on it, there's not going to be a very high claim rate.
Yeah, we like it.
So there's different levels that NIADA offers, as well as once you get in the program, that would be a decision between really you and
Right. We
and
talk
Rob.
to you. We come in and talk to you about what you're comfortable offering, whether it's a 3, 6, or 12-month warranty. We do like to do the program where if you're doing a 3, they get a 6 if they get a certified pre-owned. You know, if you're doing a service contract for $500 a year reserve, give them a 2-year for $500. But we work that with you, but what you're comfortable with, how to price it.
So one piece of advice that I would give you there, this is a personal opinion. Hope I'm not stepping on Rob's toes here, but I don't think you need to go more than 12 months if you're going to offer a service contract. Because if you give them too much included with that certified pre-owned car and you're trying to make money on the service contract, they're going to say, man, I feel really good. You gave me a 3-year warranty. I think, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think having the shorter term greatly increases the penetration possibilities that you'd have on the service contract.
And we see our clients all throughout the country going to a shorter warranty. Back when the CFPB was a nasty word and everyone was running from them, everyone went to 36-month warranties or whatever the term they could cover or wanted to cover and didn't worry about selling a service contract. We now see where everyone's drawing them back to 3 to 6 months and then selling the service contract, giving the consumer the choice of whether to cover it past that time frame. We don't know if it's going to work, but well, certainly, because you have a longer risk period, yes. No, okay. The longer the term, the more money you can put away because the risk is spread out longer. Okay, and the actuarial data, so the 36-month is going to cost you in reserves much more than a 12, 3 times more than likely, maybe a little more than that.
But you make up for that by selling a service contract because you can take the money in your service contract and you can put it into and you can actually put a little bit more in on the service contract than you can even on the warranty side. And exactly, the customer's paying for that. In theory.
Oh, man.
Are there any CFPB people here?
No, but we're being taped.
We have a very successful program on our service contracts. I'd say that it really has stayed pretty consistent.
If they'll finance it, the consumer wants it.
Yeah.
They know that they need it.
Yeah.
And if they're financed it, they want it. It's really the reality.
I really think that if you want to attract a better customer, that certified pre-owned means something to the better customer. If you have the lowest end buy here, pay here customer, I mean, they don't care. And that's okay because that's not who I'm trying to attract.
And also, one thing that it's hard for the people who are not in the buy here, pay here world to grasp, how many of your leads come from the internet? Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's no window shopping anymore.
95%. Yeah.
I mean, they're all coming from the internet. So when you could do the search engine, you can do the CPO. That's where the value is. So it is all marketing now. It is. I mean, it's all right. Any questions that we haven't touched on? Yes. You just talk to us. We'd be happy to. Put that hand down. It's us. No, we'd be. We definitely will sit down and talk to you. Are you a buy here, pay here dealer? Yeah, we'll sit down and talk to you, and we'll go over the program with you. We'll get you enrolled.
The one thing that is important to me personally, to Rob, to Al, to NIADA, if you're going to do the program, and you'll immediately, I really believe this, within 60 days you'll notice a difference in the customers that you're dealing with on these cars especially. But you've got to do the right, you've got to make sure that you go through that inspection. It's not a ridiculous inspection. You're not having to replace the water pump on a car if it only has 42,000 miles on it. You're not having to replace all the seals and gaskets. But you got to make sure you're selling a quality car, because the more people that get in this program, if too many people get in the program that aren't doing it the right way, then the credibility of what we're paying for goes down in the consumer's mind.
That marketing piece we were just talking about goes away. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really, Al, plug your ears. We would really like to, we'd rather have it like rolled out geographically where we're not tripping over each other, do it right, build the value, and then fill in.
So the CPO claims you're processing yourself though? Is that
On the warranties.
the warranties?
Yeah.
But under service contract, you use a normal administrator?
We do, yes. So if the customer has a service contract concern or concern outside of the warranty period, then they call the 800 number and they get, answered by someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We try to do a tieback because we'd like to have those customers come back to us if possible, but we don't require that. Yeah.
Yeah, the tieback's a real important feature because it's your money, because you're reinsuring it. So you want it to come back to you if it's in a certain mile limitation. Now, I do know that if you're in North Carolina and you're sitting in this room, we can no longer do that as of Friday of last week. North Carolina passed a law saying can't do tiebacks anymore.
Most states you can still do tiebacks, though.
Correct.
Which means that if the customer has a claim, that they have to bring the car back to you in order to get the car repaired by you in a certain mile radius. We have a 50-mile tieback. So if our customer lives or breaks down or has a problem and they're more than 50 miles away, they don't have to technically bring it back to us. But we do a disappearing deductible. If they do bring it back to us, then they have no deductible to pay. And in the buy here, pay here world, you guys know if they don't have to pay a $100 deductible, they'll say, well, we need to figure out how to get the car back to you.
Any other ones? All right, so the normal NIADA program, is 14 years back, 150,000 miles, 125-point inspection. Al, am I missing anything on that? Clean Carfax, and
I don't even think it has to be a clean Carfax. I think it has to have no odometer discrepancies on the Carfax. Is that correct? You can have an accident report. Again, we chose to write the program we're doing. I feel like with higher credibility, right? But you can be in a lot of different business models in the buy here, pay here business, or in the independent retail business. This doesn't have to be just for buy here, pay here. And you can still be a pre-owned certified dealer at, I'll call them, lower standards than what we've shown you up here today.
Will there be a time where if there's ever anyone from the NIADA or a representative that we should show them on a lot and say, okay, you guys got 100 cars, I want to look at bring those three in. If you guys are marketing NIADA certified, I want to take a look at those, or want to take a look at two. Just
to audit you?
keep everybody honest. I know we're talking about.
Yeah.
If self-leasing,
Yeah, go ahead.
is there
I manage the relationship. I didn't mean to horn. I manage the relationship with NIADA and the CPO certified program. And we teamed up with Rob and Mark to go down the buy here, pay here path to sort out what that experience would be, because the workflows and the cash flows are different. To answer your question directly, we manage the underwriting and the losses of the program. We don't go out and do glut checks or flooring checks or whatever the case may be. we can tell from experience whether things are being done or not, and that will cause us to go have a visit with a dealer and sit down and have a conversation with them. And yeah, we will start to look at that, but by then, the horse is out of the barn. We know that we have a problem there. But you're not going to have a floor plan check from us on a CPO program.
So we have a problem. And that's always my question that I always have on is, you know, when every company carrier to get this, I know it's good for, the mother company itself, and they're paying very, but it's, you want to keep the brand, you want to keep that, what that means is something that's premier, as opposed to something that you just buy. I guess that's, but you're right, you know pretty quick within 60 or 90 days who are if there's a bad actor,
We do. In this industry as a whole, we do a much better recon than the new car stores, than CarMax, than Carvana. I mean, we've hired mechanics from CarMax. We've hired different mechanics from Carvana. And they're just, I mean, one of the first comments they make 2 weeks into it is, man, I can't believe you guys are fixing all this stuff. We didn't fix this at CarMax,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's brand recognition. So the reason that CarMax cars are better is because over the years they've spent well over $250 million running those ads that we see during the NFL games and at primetime and TV. But we're doing it anyways. We're really already implementing the standards of a certified pre-owned program even before we joined in October. This just gives me an opportunity to actually try to get a value from it and at the same time ask the customer to pay for it. So.
And that's really, at the end of the day, what we're seeing. If you have inventory that matches this, if you're putting $1,200 a recon in a car, why not get something for it? Because the customer expects it. If it breaks, you're fixing it because they won't pay. So that's where we went with it.
And so prior to us becoming a CPO dealer, we gave every car that we own, every car we sold came with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. So what we did when we became CPO dealer is we said, okay, every car comes with a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. Unless it's one of our certified cars, then it's going to come with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. So we really didn't, if anything, we lowered our risk because some of the cars we have that aren't CPO cars, we're out of a risk from the warranty perspective in 6 months. Now that doesn't mean we're not going to fix it anyways to keep the customer paying. But yeah, so we went backwards on what we had. And then we just gave the customers the same thing that we were already giving them before we switched.
You don't got to tell all your secrets.
Yeah, sorry.
70% are CPO. Is that about 70% of your sales that do, or is it
It's only about 50% of our sales. And I'll tell you why. You'd think that, well, that doesn't make sense. But we hold 100% firm on if you want the car, it's $149 more.
Yeah, that's one thing. You got to hold your salesman. Your salesman will try to get you to sell it, allow them to sell it without the extra $150 down. Every one of them will.
Yeah.
You got to hold. You got to say, nope, show them the other car. And he was telling me they leave and come back with 150.
Yeah. The customers sometimes will get upset and say, well, y'all don't want my business. And, they leave. And then the salesman's calling our buy room, our finance. Man, we just lost that deal, you guys. So it took about a month for the salesmen and the managers at the locations to realize you don't have to call and ask because the answer is fucking no.
We're being taped.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
hopefully there's a delay.
It takes about 1 month, and you don't get that question anymore. The salesmen then go and actually explain to the customer with all their sales ability that I got to have the money. And even if they don't have the money, it's amazing how they call mom, they call their sister. I mean, they get creative, right? And they come up with the money because that's the car they want. So.
Any other questions? You can turn us off.